and giving opinions. I suggest we look into other options. I suggest we look into other options. In my opinion, we should prioritize this task. In my opinion, we should prioritize this task. Why don't we try a different approach? Why don't we try a different approach? Agreeing and disagreeing. I completely agree with your point. I completely agree with your point. I see your perspective, but I have a different opinion. I see your perspective, but I have a different opinion. I agree to some extent, but here's another thought. I agree to some extent, but here's another thought. 5. Asking for clarification and confirming. Could you clarify what you mean by that? Could you clarify what you mean by that? Just to confirm, are we meeting at 10 a.m.? Just to confirm, are we meeting at 10 a.m.? Let me make sure I understand this correctly. Let me make sure I understand this correctly. 6. Expressing thanks and apologies. Thank you for your hard work on this project. Thank you for your hard work on this project. I apologize for the misunderstanding. I apologize for the misunderstanding. Thanks for your patience with this process. Thanks for your patience with this process. 7. Negotiating and closing deals. We're prepared to offer you a competitive rate. We're prepared to offer you a competitive rate. Let's finalize the terms and move forward. Let's finalize the terms and move forward. Is there any flexibility on this price? Is there any flexibility on this price? 8. Discussing deadlines and timelines. We're aiming to complete this by the end of the week. We're aiming to complete this by the end of the week. Could we push back the deadline to next month? Could we push back the deadline to next month? What's the timeline for this project? What's the timeline for this project? 9. Giving and receiving feedback. I appreciate your feedback on my work. I appreciate your feedback on my work. Could I give you some suggestions on this? Could I give you some suggestions on this? Here's what you did well, and here's where you can improve. Here's what you did well, and here's where you can improve. 10. Delegating and assigning tasks. Could you take the lead on this task? Could you take the lead on this task? I'd like you to handle this part of the project. I'd like you to handle this part of the project. Please let me know if you need help with this. Please let me know if you need help with this. 11. Small talk and building rapport. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Did you see the game last night? Did you see the game last night? It's great working with you on this project. It's great working with you on this project. Greetings and introductions. Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. How are you today? How's your day going so far? How's your day going so far? Handling customer inquiries. How can I assist you with your request? How can I assist you with your request? I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Let me check that information for you. Let me check that information for you. Could I get back to you on that later today? Could I get back to you on that later today? 13. Confirming orders and deliveries. Could you confirm the order details for me? Could you confirm the order details for me? Your order should arrive by the end of the week. Your order should arrive by the end of the week. We're processing your request now. We're processing your request now. Please let us know if there are any issues. Please let us know if there are any issues. 14. Coordinating with team members. Let's touch base later to review progress. Let's touch base later to review progress. Could you give me an update on your work? Could you give me an update on your work? I'll check in with you on this tomorrow. I'll check in with you on this tomorrow. Let's coordinate to avoid any overlap. Let's coordinate to avoid any overlap. 15. Following up on tasks. Just following up on the status of this task. Just following up on the status of this task. Did you have a chance to complete that assignment? Did you have a chance to complete that assignment? I wanted to check if there's any update. I wanted to check if there's any update. Please keep me posted on any developments. Please keep me posted on any developments. 16. Providing instructions. Please follow these steps carefully. Please follow these steps carefully. Here's what I'd like you to do first. Here's what I'd like you to do first. Could you make sure to complete this by Friday? Could you make sure to complete this by Friday? Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. 17. Setting up meetings. Could we schedule a call for later today? Could we schedule a call for later today? Let's set up a meeting to discuss this. Let's set up a meeting to discuss this. Is everyone available to meet next week? Is everyone available to meet next week? Please add this to your calendar. Please add this to your calendar. 18. Closing emails. Thanks again for your time and support. Thanks again for your time and support. Please feel free to reach out with questions. Please feel free to reach out with questions. Looking forward to hearing from you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks in advance for your help with this. Thanks in advance for your help with this. 19. Discussing project updates. We're on track to complete this by the deadline. We're on track to complete this by the deadline. We've made good progress on the project. We've made good progress on the project. There's been a slight delay in the timeline. There's been a slight delay in the timeline. We need to address a few issues that came up. We need to address a few issues that came up. 20. Requesting additional resources. Could we allocate more resources to this project? Could we allocate more resources to this project? Is there room in the budget for this? Is there room in the budget for this? We may need extra support to meet our deadline. We may need extra support to meet our deadline. Could we consider hiring temporary staff for this? Could we consider hiring temporary staff for this? 21. Expressing concern about challenges. I'm concerned about our current timeline. I'm concerned about our current timeline. There are a few risks we should consider. There are a few risks we should consider. Do we have a backup plan for this issue? Do we have a backup plan for this issue? This might require additional attention. This might require additional attention. 22. Proposing solutions. Here's a possible solution to consider. Here's a possible solution to consider. We could try approaching this from a different angle. We could try approaching this from a different angle. I have a few ideas that might help. I have a few ideas that might help. What if we adjusted our strategy slightly? What if we adjusted our strategy slightly? 23. Discussing financials and budgets. We're working within a tight budget for this project. We're working within a tight budget for this project. Could we find a cost-effective solution? Could we find a cost-effective solution? We need to ensure we're within budget limits. We need to ensure we're within budget limits. Is there any flexibility in the budget? Is there any flexibility in the budget? 24. Handling complaints. I understand your concern and will look into it. I understand your concern and will look into it. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. We'll do our best to resolve this issue quickly. We'll do our best to resolve this issue quickly. I apologize for the inconvenience caused. I apologize for the inconvenience caused. 25. Ending a meeting or conversation. Thanks for your time today, let's follow up soon. Thanks for your time today, let's follow up soon. Let's wrap this up for now and continue later. Let's wrap this up for now and continue later. I think we've covered everything we need. I think we've covered everything we need. Thanks again, and talk to you soon. Thanks again, and talk to you soon. Scheduling a follow-up. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting next week. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting next week. Can we set a date to revisit this topic? Can we set a date to revisit this topic? I'll send a calendar invite for our next meeting. I'll send a calendar invite for our next meeting. Let's touch base again in a few days. Let's touch base again in a few days. 27. Providing encouragement. Keep up the great work. Keep up the great work. You're doing an excellent job on this project. You're doing an excellent job on this project. Let's keep pushing towards our goal. Let's keep pushing towards our goal. I appreciate your hard work and dedication. I appreciate your hard work and dedication. 28. Requesting clarification. Could you clarify what you mean by that? Could you clarify what you mean by that? I just want to make sure I understand correctly. I just want to make sure I understand correctly. Could you explain that a bit further? Could you explain that a bit further? Would you mind giving me more details? Would you mind giving me more details? 29. Addressing technical issues. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. Let's troubleshoot this issue together. Let's troubleshoot this issue together. Our IT team is working to resolve the problem. Our IT team is working to resolve the problem. Thank you for your patience while we sort this out. Thank you for your patience while we sort this out. 30. Offering a solution. Here's what I propose to resolve this issue. Here's what I propose to resolve this issue. Let's try this approach and see if it works. Let's try this approach and see if it works. I think we can solve this by adjusting our plan. I think we can solve this by adjusting our plan. I suggest we consider this alternative solution. I suggest we consider this alternative solution. 31. Assigning tasks. I'd like you to take the lead on this. I'd like you to take the lead on this. Could you handle this part of the project? Could you handle this part of the project? Please prioritize this task for the week. Please prioritize this task for the week. I'll need you to take care of this by Friday. I'll need you to take care of this by Friday. 32. Requesting patience. Thank you for your patience as we work on this. Thank you for your patience as we work on this. We appreciate your understanding during this delay. We appreciate your understanding during this delay. Please bear with us while we make these changes. Please bear with us while we make these changes. We're doing everything we can to resolve this quickly. We're doing everything we can to resolve this quickly. 33. Agreeing with a proposal. I think that's a solid plan. I think that's a solid plan. I completely agree with your suggestion. I completely agree with your suggestion. That sounds like a good approach to me. That sounds like a good approach to me. I'm on board with your proposal. I'm on board with your proposal. 34. Suggesting changes. I'd like to suggest a few changes. I'd like to suggest a few changes. Perhaps we could approach this differently. Perhaps we could approach this differently. Would it be possible to modify this plan? Would it be possible to modify this plan? I think we should consider another option. I think we should consider another option. 35. Handling deadlines. We need to meet the deadline by Friday. We need to meet the deadline by Friday. This project is due at the end of the week. This project is due at the end of the week. Let's make sure everything is completed on time. Let's make sure everything is completed on time. Can we prioritize tasks to meet this deadline? Can we prioritize tasks to meet this deadline? 36. Acknowledging achievements. Congratulations on the successful launch. Congratulations on the successful launch. Great job on completing the project. Great job on completing the project. Your hard work has really paid off. Your hard work has really paid off. You've done an excellent job here. You've done an excellent job here. 37. Requesting feedback. Could I get your feedback on this? Could I get your feedback on this? What do you think about this proposal? What do you think about this proposal? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Please let me know if you have any suggestions. Please let me know if you have any suggestions. 38. Wrapping up a conversation. Thanks for your time. I think that's all for now. Thanks for your time. I think that's all for now. I appreciate the discussion today. I appreciate the discussion today. Let's call it a day and touch base tomorrow. Let's call it a day and touch base tomorrow. I'll follow up with you on this soon. I'll follow up with you on this soon. 39. Providing a recap. Just to recap, here's what we've agreed on. Just to recap, here's what we've agreed on. Let me summarize the main points. Let me summarize the main points. Here's a quick overview of our discussion. Here's a quick overview of our discussion. To review, these are our next steps. To review, these are our next steps. 40. Offering to help again. Please reach out if you need any further help. Please reach out if you need any further help. I'm available if you need more support. I'm available if you need more support. Feel free to contact me with additional questions. Feel free to contact me with additional questions. I'm here to help with anything else you need. I'm here to help with anything else you need. Discussing market trends. The market trends indicate a shift towards digital products. The market trends indicate a shift towards digital products. We're noticing an increase in consumer demand for eco-friendly products. We're noticing an increase in consumer demand for eco-friendly products. The current trend is favoring subscription-based services. The current trend is favoring subscription-based services. Let's monitor these trends to adjust our strategy. Let's monitor these trends to adjust our strategy. 42. Planning a project. Let's outline the project objectives first. Let's outline the project objectives first. We should establish a clear timeline. We should establish a clear timeline. I'll create a project roadmap to guide us. I'll create a project roadmap to guide us. Let's assign roles and responsibilities. Let's assign roles and responsibilities. 43. Managing expectations. I want to ensure we have realistic expectations. I want to ensure we have realistic expectations. We need to communicate any potential delays. We need to communicate any potential delays. Let's be upfront about possible challenges. Let's be upfront about possible challenges. I think it's important to set clear expectations. I think it's important to set clear expectations. 44. Setting priorities. Let's prioritize tasks based on urgency. Let's prioritize tasks based on urgency. This task should be at the top of our list. This task should be at the top of our list. We'll tackle the high priority items first. We'll tackle the high priority items first. Let's focus on what's most important right now. Let's focus on what's most important right now. 45. Allocating resources. We need to allocate resources effectively. We need to allocate resources effectively. Let's ensure we have the right tools in place. Let's ensure we have the right tools in place. I'll work on assigning the necessary resources. I'll work on assigning the necessary resources. We need to budget our time and manpower wisely. We need to budget our time and manpower wisely. 46. Asking for input. I'd like your input on this proposal. I'd like your input on this proposal. Could you provide your thoughts on this matter? Could you provide your thoughts on this matter? Do you have any suggestions to improve this? Do you have any suggestions to improve this? Your feedback would be valuable here. Your feedback would be valuable here. 47. Responding to feedback. Thanks for the feedback. I'll make those adjustments. Thanks for the feedback. I'll make those adjustments. I appreciate your input and will incorporate it. I appreciate your input and will incorporate it. That's helpful, and I'll update accordingly. That's helpful, and I'll update accordingly. I'll consider your feedback in the next version. I'll consider your feedback in the next version. 48. Confirming receipt. I've received your email, thank you. I've received your email, thank you. Your document has been received. Your document has been received. Thanks, I got it and will review shortly. Thanks, I got it and will review shortly. Acknowledged, I'll proceed with the next steps. Acknowledged, I'll proceed with the next steps. 49. Preparing a presentation. I'm preparing a presentation for the next meeting. I'm preparing a presentation for the next meeting. Let's ensure the slides are concise and clear. Let's ensure the slides are concise and clear. I'll highlight the key points in the presentation. I'll highlight the key points in the presentation. Could you review the presentation once it's done? Could you review the presentation once it's done? 50. Offering additional assistance. If you need further help, please let me know. If you need further help, please let me know. I'm happy to assist with any other questions. I'm happy to assist with any other questions. Please feel free to reach out anytime. Please feel free to reach out anytime. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. 51. Discussing deliverables. We need to define the deliverables for this project. We need to define the deliverables for this project. Our deliverables should be clearly outlined. Our deliverables should be clearly outlined. Let's ensure all deliverables are on track. Let's ensure all deliverables are on track. I'll provide a list of deliverables by the end of the week. I'll provide a list of deliverables by the end of the week. 52. Setting meeting objectives. Let's establish our objectives for this meeting. Let's establish our objectives for this meeting. What are our primary goals today? What are our primary goals today? We should outline our key objectives before starting. We should outline our key objectives before starting. I think it's essential to focus on these goals first. I think it's essential to focus on these goals first. 53. Sharing industry insights. I recently read a report on industry trends. I recently read a report on industry trends. Here's an interesting insight I came across. Here's an interesting insight I came across. Our competitors are also focusing on this area. Our competitors are also focusing on this area. The market is evolving rapidly in this direction. The market is evolving rapidly in this direction. 54. Concluding a call. Thanks for the productive discussion. Thanks for the productive discussion. I'll follow up with an email summary. I'll follow up with an email summary. Let's keep each other updated on progress. Let's keep each other updated on progress. Looking forward to our next conversation. Looking forward to our next conversation. 55. expressing appreciation. Thank you for your valuable insights. Thank you for your valuable insights. I appreciate your help with this project. I appreciate your help with this project. Your expertise has been incredibly helpful. Your expertise has been incredibly helpful. Thank you for your dedication to this work. Thank you for your dedication to this work. Setting a deadline. We need to set a firm deadline for this project. We need to set a firm deadline for this project. Let's aim to complete this by the end of the month. Let's aim to complete this by the end of the month. When do you think you can have this finished? When do you think you can have this finished? Let's agree on a realistic timeline for this. Let's agree on a realistic timeline for this. 57. Updating on project progress. We're on track with our initial timeline. We're on track with our initial timeline. This project is progressing as planned. This project is progressing as planned. We're slightly behind schedule but catching up. We're slightly behind schedule but catching up. I'll keep you updated on any developments. I'll keep you updated on any developments. 58. Scheduling follow-up meetings. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting next week. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting next week. Can we touch base on this again soon? Can we touch base on this again soon? Let's arrange a follow-up to discuss progress. Let's arrange a follow-up to discuss progress. How about we meet again in 2 weeks? How about we meet again in 2 weeks? 59. Delegating tasks. I'd like you to handle this task. I'd like you to handle this task. Can you take responsibility for this part? Can you take responsibility for this part? I'm assigning this task to you. I'm assigning this task to you. Could you oversee this section of the project? Could you oversee this section of the project? 60. Managing team dynamics. Let's ensure everyone is on the same page. Let's ensure everyone is on the same page. I want everyone to feel comfortable sharing ideas. I want everyone to feel comfortable sharing ideas. Let's work together to achieve our goals. Let's work together to achieve our goals. Good communication will help us stay aligned. Good communication will help us stay aligned. 61. Evaluating performance. I'd like to review your performance this quarter. I'd like to review your performance this quarter. Your contributions have been very valuable. Your contributions have been very valuable. Let's discuss areas for improvement. Let's discuss areas for improvement. I'm impressed with your recent work on this project. I'm impressed with your recent work on this project. 62. Discussing financial matters. We need to go over the budget for this quarter. We need to go over the budget for this quarter. Let's ensure we are within budget. Let's ensure we are within budget. Our expenses need to be tracked closely. Our expenses need to be tracked closely. How can we maximize our return on investment? How can we maximize our return on investment? 63. Exploring new opportunities. I think we should look into this new market. I think we should look into this new market. This could be an opportunity for growth. This could be an opportunity for growth. Let's explore potential partnerships here. Let's explore potential partnerships here. This might be worth pursuing further. This might be worth pursuing further. 64. Establishing KPIs. Let's define some key performance indicators. Let's define some key performance indicators. We need measurable KPIs for this project. We need measurable KPIs for this project. Tracking KPIs will help us assess progress. Tracking KPIs will help us assess progress. Our KPIs should align with our main goals. Our KPIs should align with our main goals. 65. Acknowledging team success. Great job, everyone. This was a team effort. Great job, everyone. This was a team effort. I'm proud of what we accomplished together. I'm proud of what we accomplished together. Your hard work made this project a success. Your hard work made this project a success. This achievement reflects our team's dedication. This achievement reflects our team's dedication. 66. Planning for risks. Let's identify potential risks for this project. Let's identify potential risks for this project. We need a contingency plan in place. We need a contingency plan in place. Risk management is essential for success. Risk management is essential for success. How can we mitigate these risks? How can we mitigate these risks? 67. Confirming a decision. Is everyone in agreement with this decision? Is everyone in agreement with this decision? Let's move forward with this plan. Let's move forward with this plan. It's decided, we'll go with this option. It's decided, we'll go with this option. This is the direction we're going to take. This is the direction we're going to take. 68. Discussing marketing tactics. Our strategy should focus on brand visibility. Our strategy should focus on brand visibility. Let's target a broader audience with this campaign. Let's target a broader audience with this campaign. We should consider digital marketing options. We should consider digital marketing options. Let's leverage social media for this launch. Let's leverage social media for this launch. 69. Assessing competitors. We need to analyze our main competitors. We need to analyze our main competitors. What are our competitors doing differently? What are our competitors doing differently? This could give us a competitive edge. This could give us a competitive edge. Let's identify our competitive advantages. Let's identify our competitive advantages. 70. Following up after a meeting. Just following up on our discussion. Just following up on our discussion. I wanted to recap our meeting notes. I wanted to recap our meeting notes. Let's ensure we complete the action items. Let's ensure we complete the action items. Please let me know if you need any clarifications. Please let me know if you need any clarifications. 71. Providing constructive feedback. Here's what went well and what we can improve. Here's what went well and what we can improve. I have some constructive feedback to share. I have some constructive feedback to share. Let's work on these areas to achieve better results. Let's work on these areas to achieve better results. Your strengths are impressive, but there's room to grow. Your strengths are impressive, but there's room to grow. 72. Handling a difficult situation. Let's try to resolve this calmly and constructively. Let's try to resolve this calmly and constructively. We should address this issue directly and respectfully. We should address this issue directly and respectfully. I understand your concerns, and we're here to help. I understand your concerns, and we're here to help. Let's find a solution that works for everyone. Let's find a solution that works for everyone. 1. Starting a meeting. Let's get started with today's agenda. Let's get started with today's agenda. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for being here today. Shall we begin the meeting? Shall we begin the meeting? Let's review our objectives for today. Let's review our objectives for today. 2. Introducing yourself. Hello, I'm your name, nice to meet you. Hello, I'm your name, nice to meet you. I'm your name, from department/company. I'm your name, from department/company. It's a pleasure to meet you all. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Thanks for having me on this project. Thanks for having me on this project. 3. Asking for clarification. Could you clarify that point, please? Could you clarify that point, please? Can you elaborate on that? Can you elaborate on that? Would you mind explaining that further? Would you mind explaining that further? Could you provide an example? Could you provide an example? 4. Giving opinions. I believe this is a good approach. I believe this is a good approach. In my opinion, we should consider. In my opinion, we should consider. I think this could be beneficial. I think this could be beneficial. From my perspective, it makes sense to. From my perspective, it makes sense to. 5. Agreeing with others. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. 6. Disagreeing politely. I see your point, but I have a different view. I see your point, but I have a different view. I'm not sure I agree with that approach. I'm not sure I agree with that approach. That's an interesting perspective, but. That's an interesting perspective, but. Could we consider another option? Could we consider another option? 7. Making suggestions. Why don't we try this method instead? Why don't we try this method instead? How about we focus on this area? How about we focus on this area? I suggest we start with this. I suggest we start with this. Let's look into that possibility. Let's look into that possibility. 8. Requesting help. Could you assist me with this task? Could you assist me with this task? I could use some help with this. I could use some help with this. Would you mind giving me a hand? Would you mind giving me a hand? I'd appreciate your support on this. I'd appreciate your support on this. 9. Delegating tasks. I'd like you to handle this task. I'd like you to handle this task. Could you take responsibility for this? Could you take responsibility for this? I'm assigning this to you. I'm assigning this to you. Could you oversee this project? Could you oversee this project? 10. Confirming information. Just to confirm, we're meeting at 10, correct? Just to confirm, we're meeting at 10, correct? So, you're saying we should proceed? So, you're saying we should proceed? To clarify, our target is next Friday? To clarify, our target is next Friday? Can you confirm these figures? Can you confirm these figures? 11. Expressing understanding. I understand your point. I understand your point. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I follow your reasoning. I follow your reasoning. 12. Offering help. Is there anything I can help with? Is there anything I can help with? Let me know if you need assistance. Let me know if you need assistance. I'm happy to support you on this. I'm happy to support you on this. Please feel free to reach out for help. Please feel free to reach out for help. 13. Providing feedback. Here's what I think about the project. Here's what I think about the project. I have some feedback I'd like to share. I have some feedback I'd like to share. Let's review some areas for improvement. Let's review some areas for improvement. Overall, great job on this project. Overall, great job on this project. 14. Discussing deadlines. When is the deadline for this project? When is the deadline for this project? We need to complete this by next week. We need to complete this by next week. What's our timeline for delivery? What's our timeline for delivery? Let's set a realistic deadline for this. Let's set a realistic deadline for this. 15. Ending a meeting. Thank you all for your time today. Thank you all for your time today. Let's wrap up for today. Let's wrap up for today. I think that covers everything. I think that covers everything. We'll follow up on action items. We'll follow up on action items. 16. Following up. I'm following up on our last conversation. I'm following up on our last conversation. Have you had a chance to review? Have you had a chance to review? I just wanted to check in on this. I just wanted to check in on this. Any updates on our previous discussion? Any updates on our previous discussion? 17. Asking for permission. Would it be okay if I? Would it be okay if I? Do I have your permission to proceed? Do I have your permission to proceed? Is it all right if I move forward with this? Is it all right if I move forward with this? Can I get approval on this? Can I get approval on this? 18. Requesting updates. Could you provide an update on this? Could you provide an update on this? Where do we stand on this? Where do we stand on this? What's the current status? What's the current status? Can we get a progress report? Can we get a progress report? 19. Setting goals. Our goal is to complete this by next month. Our goal is to complete this by next month. Let's set some clear objectives. Let's set some clear objectives. What are we aiming to achieve? What are we aiming to achieve? This project's goal is to increase revenue. This project's goal is to increase revenue. 20. Giving instructions. Please follow these steps carefully. Please follow these steps carefully. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. Make sure to complete each task. Make sure to complete each task. These are the key points to remember. These are the key points to remember. Responding to a suggestion. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. I think that could work well. I think that could work well. Let's explore that option. Let's explore that option. I'm open to trying that approach. I'm open to trying that approach. 22. Apologizing in business. I apologize for the oversight. I apologize for the oversight. Sorry for any inconvenience caused. Sorry for any inconvenience caused. Please accept my apologies. Please accept my apologies. We regret any inconvenience caused. We regret any inconvenience caused. 23. Expressing appreciation. I really appreciate your hard work. I really appreciate your hard work. Thank you for your assistance. Thank you for your assistance. Your support is highly valued. Your support is highly valued. I'm grateful for your help on this. I'm grateful for your help on this. 24. Offering an opinion with caution. It seems to me that. It seems to me that. I could be wrong, but I think. I could be wrong, but I think. If I may, I'd like to suggest. If I may, I'd like to suggest. Perhaps we could consider. Perhaps we could consider. 25. Expressing uncertainty. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll need to double-check and confirm. I'll need to double-check and confirm. I'm unsure, but I'll look into it. I'm unsure, but I'll look into it. I need more information to decide. I need more information to decide. 26. Providing encouragement. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. You're doing a fantastic job. You're doing a fantastic job. Your efforts are paying off. Your efforts are paying off. Let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep pushing forward. 27. Discussing budget. What is our budget for this project? What is our budget for this project? We need to stay within our budget. We need to stay within our budget. Let's allocate funds wisely. Let's allocate funds wisely. Can we adjust the budget if needed? Can we adjust the budget if needed? 28. Asking for input. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this approach? What do you think about this approach? Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any suggestions? Your input is valuable to us. Your input is valuable to us. 29. Managing deadlines. Let's set a realistic timeline for this. Let's set a realistic timeline for this. Are we on track to meet the deadline? Are we on track to meet the deadline? We may need to extend the deadline. We may need to extend the deadline. Let's prioritize tasks to meet the goal. Let's prioritize tasks to meet the goal. 30. Requesting a recap. Could you give us a quick recap? Could you give us a quick recap? Can we go over the main points again? Can we go over the main points again? Let's summarize what we've discussed. Let's summarize what we've discussed. Would you mind recapping for us? Would you mind recapping for us? 31. Discussing goals. Let's establish clear goals for this project. Let's establish clear goals for this project. What are our key objectives? What are our key objectives? We aim to achieve measurable results. We aim to achieve measurable results. Let's align our goals with the company's vision. Let's align our goals with the company's vision. 32. Presenting data. Here are the figures for last quarter. Here are the figures for last quarter. Let me walk you through the data. Let me walk you through the data. This chart shows our growth rate. This chart shows our growth rate. These numbers reflect our performance. These numbers reflect our performance. 33. Giving instructions in steps. Step 1. Gather all necessary documents. Step 1. Gather all necessary documents. Next, analyze the data thoroughly. Next, analyze the data thoroughly. After that, prepare a draft report. After that, prepare a draft report. Finally, submit it by the end of the day. Finally, submit it by the end of the day. 34. Discussing project updates. Here's the latest update on our project. Here's the latest update on our project. We're making steady progress. We're making steady progress. There have been a few delays, but we're on track. There have been a few delays, but we're on track. Our team has completed the first phase. Our team has completed the first phase. 35. Closing a conversation. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for the conversation. Let's touch base again soon. Let's touch base again soon. We'll follow up on this. We'll follow up on this. It was great speaking with you. It was great speaking with you. 36. Prioritizing tasks. Let's prioritize our tasks effectively. Let's prioritize our tasks effectively. What's the most urgent task right now? What's the most urgent task right now? We'll tackle the high priority items first. We'll tackle the high priority items first. Let's focus on the most important objectives. Let's focus on the most important objectives. 37. Handling a disagreement. Let's agree to disagree on this point. Let's agree to disagree on this point. We have different perspectives, and that's okay. We have different perspectives, and that's okay. We'll consider all viewpoints. We'll consider all viewpoints. Let's find a compromise that works for all. Let's find a compromise that works for all. 38. Expressing enthusiasm for a project. I'm excited to start on this project. I'm excited to start on this project. This is a fantastic opportunity for us. This is a fantastic opportunity for us. I'm looking forward to working on this. I'm looking forward to working on this. This project has great potential. This project has great potential. 39. Delegating authority. You have my full authority on this. You have my full authority on this. I trust you to make the best decision. I trust you to make the best decision. Feel free to take the lead. Feel free to take the lead. You're in charge of this task. You're in charge of this task. 40. Scheduling a meeting. Let's schedule a meeting for next week. Let's schedule a meeting for next week. When would be a convenient time for you? When would be a convenient time for you? Does Thursday work for everyone? Does Thursday work for everyone? Let's set a time that works for all. Let's set a time that works for all.